Welcome back, True Seeker. November 30th, 2017. In Delaware, an earthquake today. And a number of people have commented who live in the area, and they're telling me they didn't feel this earthquake. And a 4.1 is not very big. Entirely possible not to feel that earthquake at all. Anyhow, I have no doubt that this earthquake is another prime example of earthquakes by the numbers. And if you don't know where you live in the United States of America, this country, for 41 years, had an underground nuclear weapons and atomic weapons testing program. They were detonating massive bombs underground for 41 years. And that came to an end in 92. Think about how they called it the Manhattan Project. What happened in 93? Remember the World Trade Center bombing in 93 in Manhattan? And the story was the terrorists detonated the bombs the wrong direction, so they made massive craters in the ground. And then they spent the next several months repairing the area, doing a lot of work under the World Trade Centers. Then on 9/11, those buildings crumbled into dust, and they called the site Ground Zero, where before September 11th, 2001, the definition of Ground Zero was the place above or below the surface of the earth where a nuclear or atomic bomb detonates. Why'd they call it Ground Zero? Manhattan Project. Anyhow, as I've been documenting, there's a lot of ritualistic earthquakes. And in the history of sports, there's been some memorable earthquakes in connection. And before we get to those, I just want you to think about what happened earlier this year in September. Mexico City had a massive earthquake on the 32-year anniversary of their last massive earthquake to the day, and the word bomb equals 32. So does America. USA equals 41, like how long the program lasted. Anyway, in the world of sports and earthquakes, the 89 World Series should come to many people's mind. The Bay Area World Series, the Oakland Athletics, the San Francisco Giants. Game 3, just before the game was about to start, they were showing a replay from the game prior, and the last thing they showed on the television before the earthquake began was Jose Canseco crossing home plate. What's really interesting is Jose Canseco's full name in gematria sums to 107. The word earthquake has gematria of 107, and it was exactly 107 days after Jose Canseco's birthday that earthquake happened. The word military also equals 107. And again, it was military testing of bombs underground for all those years that no doubt have the power to cause quakes. Put them along a fault line, a place in the earth, a strategic place, create some extra shaking. These are massive weapons. Taxpayer dollars at work. So, today, look at what time the earthquake was in Delaware. 1:47. And what a perfect time for a Delaware earthquake. And this is my point about understanding this code and seeing how these things are rituals with definitive evidence. What are the odds that this goes off at 1:47 in the afternoon in Delaware in light of the gematria of Delaware? 1:47? Freemason 1:47? Conspiracy 1:47? I didn't mean to put Delaware up there twice. Whoops. Now, they said that this earthquake was felt in Philadelphia. And I've been saying since week 3, I really like the Eagles to be in the Super Bowl. I predicted then that the Eagles would become 10-1 this season because Philadelphia equals 101, so does church. Philadelphia gets its name from the Church of Philadelphia from Revelation, the final book of the Bible. You know, in Revelation, there's earthquakes as warning signs, along with the trumpets. Who do we got for president? The Trump-Pence ticket. Philadelphia, the old capital. Super Bowl has this gematria 1407 in Jewish gematria. Put a semicolon there, or just lose the 0, 147. Not much different. They said this was a 4.1 on November 30th, 11 plus 30, 41. Super Bowl has Gematria 41, November, last day of November, Gematria 41. From today to the Super Bowl is 66 days, and the first Super Bowl was in the 66th season. Football is a game of 11 on 11. If you add 1 through 11 together, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, all the way up to plus 11, it equals 66. Good year to have your first Super Bowl when it's all done by a code. NFL and Jewish Gematria equals 66. So does USGS. That's what tracks all of these earthquakes. That's what gives us the final magnitude readings. And, you know, who's to say it was a 3.9, a 3.8, a 4.0, a 4.1, a 4.2? You know, they're giving us this reading. And these readings are always ritualistic. They're always tying in with whatever the scripted event is. So, Felton, Philadelphia having a great season, looking prime for the Super Bowl. Remember 101, that number I was talking about? 101's the 26th prime number. This year, if the AFC wins the Super Bowl, it'll be the 26th Super Bowl win. The word flag equals 26. The flag was sewn in Philadelphia at 239 Arch Street. Remember, Donald Trump took on the NFL over the flag national anthem protests on September 23rd, 23/9. His birthday is June 14th, the same day as the flags. Donald Trump was elected president when the nation was 239 years old. Or was it when the flag was 239 years old? The flag was established 1777, the flag was 239 years old. The flag was established June 14th, 1777. So the flag, 239 years old, sewn at 239 Arch Street. It has the same birthday as Donald Trump. He takes on the NFL over the flag on 23/9. These are the things I've been documenting all season. That's when I decided I liked the Eagles for the Super Bowl. Before the season began, I liked the Cowboys. But then once I saw that flag riddle, I said, ooh, that makes a lot of sense. Because remember, the whole thing with the Cowboys is Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel's the 26th book in the Bible. And again, AFC wins the Super Bowl this year. It'll be the 26th Super Bowl win for the AFC. If it's not going to be the Patriots who beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, it'll be the Steelers who beat the Eagles. I'm leaning towards the Patriots. You know who was from Pennsylvania that died in tribute to the stadium that's about to host this Super Bowl? It was Denny Green. Denny Green died 155 days after his birthday, the day before they opened the new stadium, US Bank Stadium. And I'll just show you this. US Bank Stadium equals, check it out, it equals 155. Denny Green died 155 days after his birthday, July 21st, 2016. They opened the stadium the next day, July 22nd, to the fans. And Denny Green also died 52 days before the season opener for the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota, which is hosting Super Bowl 52 in that building, also equals 52. Denny Green, former coach, ritual sacrifice for the stadium. He's from Pennsylvania. So if it is Eagles, you know, that's Pennsylvania representation. If it ends up being Eagles and Steelers, well, then you got two Pennsylvania teams. And let's not forget that the owner of the Steelers died 98 days before his 85th birthday. This is the 98th season of the NFL. National Football League equals 85. And I believe this is the Eagles' 85th season this year. So anyway, the earth shook today in seemingly a tribute to the scripted Super Bowl to come. And I wish my channel was up because I can tell you to go back and watch videos like the Floyd Mayweather earthquake. The day of Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, there was an earthquake, a rare earthquake in Michigan in Mayweather's hometown. And I believe it was a 4.2. Anyway, look at the word earth. Earth 52, the earth shook. The Super Bowl is going to be in Minnesota 52. Minnesota's the land of 10,000 lakes due to ancient flooding from glaciers. Flood 52, glaciers 52. Think about how the last Super Bowl was in Houston on 5/2. And then it got flooded. Houston did on the date with 52 numerology on the 239th day of the year, which is the 52nd prime, on a date with 52 numerology. And I'll show you this. Harvey equals 29, like football. Houston flooded exactly 29 weeks after the Super Bowl was hosted there on 5/2. You see? Whoops. So, anyhow, Dover, Delaware. Interesting numbers here. 74, big number of masonry. 133, though, connects to Minnesota, you know, for another potential Minnesota tribute who's hosting the Super Bowl. And this is the world we live in. Scripted sports, bombs in the ground. We are a military empire where everyone is distracted with all these distractions, including the NFL. The NFL where, as you watch, if you sit there and watch football all day, you'll probably see at least 30 advertisements for the military. Be all you can be in the New World Order mercenary force, you know? Did you know that Delaware was established December 7th? The same day we declared war on Austria-Hungary in World War I. The same day Pearl Harbor happened that got us into World War II. The reason why December 7th is this: Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. 127, 12/7. You see? See how nice it all is? So, there's your 147 Delaware earthquake. To me, this looks like a Super Bowl ritual, the way it all lines up ever so nicely. And, you know, Sam Bradford last year got his own earthquake right when he got traded to Minnesota. That might have been all part of this Minnesota riddle, too. Used to have some videos up on that. There's more. I can't think of them right now, but this stuff happens. This is what's going on in the world. You know, this is called conspiracy fact. There's no conspiracy theories here. It's just all common sense and fact and putting 2 and 2 together. Bringing back the old art of 2 + 2. All right. We'll leave it there. Until next time.